Probably will be better if I had the topic dream of transparency and secure CEX, but unfortunately, I'm gonna throw on you right now all the problems of centralized exchanges. Who I am? I'm Dyma Budorin. I'm 38. I moved to Abu Dhabi because we work with regulators. I'm CEO of Hacken, have 8 years experience at Deloitte, and now I'm in the board member of few organizations across crypto world. People know about Hacken probably as a security blockchain auditor. Yeah, we do it from 2017. We work with a lot of companies and, of course, exchanges. We're probably the biggest security auditor of exchanges, proof of reserve, all the stuff. And I know what I'm talking about also because we have a token from 2017 and I understand all these problems. So what is the current stage? So the current stage of exchanges is that they are still the most powerful. I would say they are the black holes of our crypto space because they absorb all liquidity, absolutely untransparent, but the fact is that they do have a power. There were attempts, and I personally participated when we formed the alliance with CoinMarketCap, and we pushed the order book and adjusted trading volume metrics at CMC. Then we pushed security rankings on CoinGecko, and they're still there, but it's definitely not enough. But what is really matters for them is that institutions are coming, and they are still not prepared, also taking into account the security breaches. DEXs, unfortunately, they are very far behind from centralized exchanges in terms of people and volume. And it's the number of volume, the number of users of DEXs didn't grow since the DeFi summer, and opposite is falling. And unfortunately, the DEXs are not. It's very DEXs are not used by the people because people are not trusting themselves. They better they better buy trust from centralized exchange so that if something will happen with their crypto, they blame them, not themselves, and don't go into depression. But yeah, TradFi is coming here. We see all in our cycle that people don't want to build complicated stuff. People want to build transactional business and make money from commissions. And this is what all the traditional world is all about. And they, of course, see the sweet pie of centralized exchanges and they want to grab it. And yeah, that's a stable coin. Just as a quick reminder that we are already dominating by stable coins as an industry, and people are way more using stable coins rather than crypto. And this is the reality we're losing. So I would like to throw on you 10 problems, very big problems, and maybe some solutions. So this is the list of the problems, and I'm sure that centralized exchange will not solve it. They are not solving it after so many years because they're making a lot of money and they want to do it to stay absolutely unregulated, very black, but maybe, So first, financial accountability. It's like no crypto exchange in the world is doing a proper financial audit of on the global level of their company. So nobody knows if Binance is solvent or not. Nobody. We all know from different experiences that exchanges are touching user deposits and they are playing with their assets without their consent, and that's the fact. Proof of reserve is kind of working on this problem, and Bybit, because they were doing proof of reserve, they were able to convince the community that after this mega hack, they stayed solvent, and that's a good thing. But in reality, we still, proof of reserve doesn't go deeply into liability side of exchange, so we don't know the exact ratio of their capital. Another thing is that what I already said is that a lot of exchanges, they are touching crypto deposits. And my approximation from our analysis is we have only about 20 to 40 exchanges maximum in the space. All the other ones, they don't have this liquidity that they show on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. They take user deposits, they send it to another exchange, they mirror the liquidity, they show their graphs, and everybody is thinking that they are like a deep liquidity provider, but in fact they're just a broker. So second problem is that we have to have a definition of what is the exchange, what is the broker. And CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko have to do it. And they have to run tests so that people are not fooled. Second is digital asset on-chain verification and monitoring. Guess what? Who knows how the circulation supply is calculated? And what is the number of this circulation supply? Who knows? Nobody knows. In fact, it's just the Excel spreadsheet that has been submitted to CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and if it's filled in accurately, then like CoinGecko say, okay, your supply is verified to CMC. No offense to them, it's a very difficult job to do, but that's the reality. Even you can check right now, for example, Atom Cosmos token at CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, they have different supply. And this we are not even touching the bridges supply verification, which is absolutely nightmare. No one knows whether the bridges are working correctly and the supply is not inflated. This is a huge problem. Nobody is an elephant in the room. Nobody's talking about, nobody's checking it, no regulator, no exchange, nothing. But this is an exchange obligation to do that so that people are not fooled. Third, investor disclosure. Oh my God, can you imagine if you trade on traditional stock market that you don't know investors of public companies? You don't know the price when they entered, and basically you don't know when they are selling. So this is impossible, and this all leads to opportunity for founders, exchanges to do manipulations and to make huge sell-offs to the community, and that's something that is basically killing our liquidity and giving untransparency to our industry. This has to change. Verified user metrics. That's my favorite one. So we have a token, and I want to know how many holders of my token is there on centralized exchange, on KuCoin, Gate, whatever, you name it. And I cannot get this information. Why? Even I, as a founder, I requested many times how many token holders. There is silence. And why people should not know it is essential. You have to know not only about the token holder count, you need to know how many active traders are there from your token holders on this particular exchange. What is the average entry price? What is the token longevity? What is the length of the average token holding? And of course, the distribution between whales and token holders and small players. And this is what we do have in DEXs, and when you trade it like this in this centralized manner, but on CEXs you don't have it. We need to change it. Security framework, obviously, so many things were said about it, but the reality is that people think that the pen test or bug bounty is enough, but this is not enough. We have also operational security breaches. We have supply chain security things like we saw in Bybit. And of course, there are also blockchain native risks that appear from node implementation and so on, and white paper risks. IT control audits. This is a reminder for those who missed Quadriga CEX and what actually happened, why they were like, first they played the drama that the guy died and he lost the private keys. In the reality, the guy just was changing his own balance of BTC, like putting the number that he holds a lot of BTC and selling it into USD and Euro, whatever, Canadian dollar, and then withdrawing the fiat money. And this is how he evaporated all the reserves of exchanges and evaporated from the world. And this can be done by proper IT controls audits over the platforms of all global level of exchange. Live monitoring of black crypto is very crucial. It's like we still, like after Bybit hack, you see this graph. It's like 28% of the stolen funds have gone fully like dark. It's like you cannot trace it. And the other one, even if they are traceable, they still like some of them, they went through mixers, and all of this was done because these big companies that are about to protect and live monitor and create the blacklist, they're too afraid of the lawsuits if they blacklist some big funds, and this will damage them in some financial way, just because there is a wallet poisoning attack, and hackers can understand the algorithms of chain analysis, whatever company, and they can send dirty crypto there, and this will create a chaos. But the reality, again, like we as an industry, we should not be afraid of the lawsuits. We should implement the live monitoring, and properly in every single block, we should blacklist new wallets. Yeah, that was about it. And the last slide. So I entered crypto world in 2017. Hacken we were a cybersecurity company, and we fell in love in the ICO concept. We made the pitch deck, we went the pitching competition, and we won 33 Bitcoins, and from the stage guy offered us some money, and with the promise that we're gonna make the ICO. So we did it. And I did it because in Ukraine, where I'm from, we don't have stock market, like nothing, zero. There is no. And the whole idea that a person with his idea from Ukraine, from Bangladesh, from whatever, he can offer his idea to the world, and he can be funded through crypto, and then this crypto can be traded at secondary market. This is fascinating to me. This is why I'm in this industry, why I keep building, making money on security audits, and investing them in cooperating with regulators, with whoever, but to fix this problem with centralized exchanges. Because this is what is killing us. So what, in my opinion, will happen next? So if centralized exchanges will not make a very serious transformation step, at least like 4 or 5 things that I mentioned right now, they're gonna be destroyed by the big guys from Wall Street, who will start their own exchanges with the fair rules and with the regulatory compliance. And this regulatory compliance will get out of the current market leaders of crypto world, and they're gonna make impossible to deal with the stable coins, with fiat, and so on. And the liquidity will just go away from there. So my conclusion is, and if you think that this all makes sense, and if you have exchange founders, just give them a link to this presentation or whatever, and propose them to think differently and to think ahead, because the time is clicking, and they are at risk to disappear in very, very close time. Thank you for attention.